Right. Okay, team. We are going to start COBOL module training from today. After COBOL module training, once we complete COBOL module, then we will start DB2. Once we are done with the DB2, we'll start with the CICS. So COBOL DB2 CICS modules training, it is going to take around 2 months. COBOL alone, it will take around 1 month. Okay. DB2 CSS, both those two models will take 1 month. The major part of development is COBOL, and there are so many topics we have to discuss. So hence it will take 1 month. Okay, it's around 20 hours after giving couple of videos also. Okay, so there are few topics I don't explain, but still it will take 25 hours. 20 hours plus minimum. So as it is this batch is a huge crowd, we have 20 plus participants are here. The doubts are also coming very well. Hence, it might take more time also. Okay. So you don't stop asking the question, keep asking the questions. Okay. So we are good to discuss the things. Right. So without any delay, let's start the content.
Sir, what would we cover in the DB2?
DB2, we cover how to write SQL queries. Okay, basics of
Mm-hmm.
SQL queries and how to write the COBOL DB2 program. COBOL DB2, the file handling, cursors, SQL error handling, yeah, null handling, var character handling, all of that. You can go to our website now. In our website, okay. So if I go to this is my website. Go to DB2. You can see the topics. These are all the topics will be covered.
All right. So can this be done earlier than COBOL?
No. We cannot do that because uh, you know the major part in DB2 is handling the COBOL, right? You should without
Yeah,
knowing.
this one is important. Yeah.
So without knowing COBOL, you cannot do that.
All right.
Right. Any other queries?
No, this is it.
Whenever there is any finance involved, make sure.
Okay, team. So if you have any queries on the content, the duration, you can reach out to me. We'll discuss one to one. Okay. Let me, get into the stuff. So COBOL stands common business oriented language. COBOL stands common business oriented language. So this is one of the oldest programming language in market. Okay. So, I can say COBOL is like a grandfather. Okay. For so many technologies, so many programming languages, COBOL is a grandfather. Means, so the COBOL language developed almost 55 years back only. So obviously grandfather only, right? So okay. So, it's the oldest programming language, but still here and there, COBOL using, but most of the times we are using in mainframe only. Okay. So other than mainframe, I don't know, frankly speaking, but most of the mainframe projects in COBOL. Okay. Most of the mainframe projects in COBOL. Yeah. So let's start discussing about what is COBOL. Okay. So COBOL is similar to other programming languages. Okay. You know the concept of core Java, right? Core Java, C Sharp, Python, shell scripting. Like that, there are so many languages in market. So the similar one is COBOL. COBOL is, programming language where you can connect to the databases from COBOL. it can be it can be a DB2, it can be IMS DB, because I'm talking related to mainframe stuff. It can connect to IMS DB. IMS DB is a hierarchical database. DB2, that is a relational database. Network database model, this is the third model. Okay, it can connect from COBOL to other databases. It can deal with the file systems also. Like we have a sequential file and a VSAM file, member of the PDS. You can process all of them through COBOL program. Okay, so and COBOL is easy to learn. Okay, it is not. I am not saying it's a namesake or to attract or to convince you, because when you compare with the Java, C Sharp, other programming languages, COBOL is easy. COBOL is easy to understand, but one problem is lengthy. It is easy, but it lengthy. So you need to write so many number of lines. You have to write so many number of the lines. Then only you can able to achieve the things. You can able to achieve the things, right? So COBOL is easy, to understand, to write also. If you understand the basic ground rules, then COBOL is easy. And it is a, high-level programming language. COBOL is a high-level programming language, means we write the code which humans can understand. Okay, there are some low-level language also. Low-level language also human will understand. That is a different story. But the thing is, we use low-level language to develop some softwares. But when it comes to the COBOL, is not a low-level language. COBOL can be used to develop only business applications. Okay, you can see the stands also. To develop the business-based applications, we use COBOL. The example, I'll take a Java. That will gives you more Java. Using Java, I can develop the business applications. I can develop the business applications like a website, and I can develop the games also. The I guess for games there is no age limit, right? Though we have kids are playing the games in mobile or website and all. If you want to develop those games, you can do it. And Android also developed on Java. Okay, Android is also developed on Java. Like that. And there is some tools also created on Java. So basically Java is only not for business applications. Using Java, you can do a lot of other things also. You can do other things also. So answer here, when it comes to the COBOL, that is not the case, because COBOL is used to develop only business applications, not softwares. We cannot develop these softwares using business application. That's why common business oriented, to develop the business based applications like generating the reports in a bank, or processing the ATM transactions, or premiums, or airlines transactions. For them you can use COBOL, but to develop the softwares it is not right one. And COBOL is a top to bottom structured language. COBOL is a top to structured language, which means that it will be executed from the top, line by line. It will be executed until it reaches the end of the program. So it will be in a sequential order. It will be executed top to bottom. So COBOL can be called as a top to bottom structured language. And the third one, the other point here, you need to write the code, you need to compile, and you need to run. It is not a like, you can run it, because it's not a scripting language, right? It is a high level and structured programming language. COBOL is a structured programming language. When I say structured, you need to follow some rules and guidelines. Like, when the local government or government tells you follow the rules, you have to follow legally, right? Otherwise, you may be penalized, penalty might be there for you, or it will be punishment, right? Legally. So it is a structure, okay? So when it comes to the COBOL also, okay, when you're writing the COBOL program, you cannot write your own way, you cannot write your own things. It has some rules, it has some it has some rules. We need to follow those rules. That's why we are calling as a structured language. So don't worry, we'll see them practically. And the other one is COBOL is a English-like language. COBOL is a English-like language. The verbs which we use, okay, the verb which we use, the statement, if you see, even if you know little bit of programming language, example, if you know any basic programming language, if you know any other other programming language, those things, those developers can easily understand COBOL. When it comes to the Java, that is not the case. Java, though, there are so many, or C Sharp also, so many terminologies will be there. Okay. Only who has knowledge on Java, they can understand. But if I know COBOL, I'll understand Java means it doesn't work because so many things are, very specific keywords are there for Java. But when it comes to the COBOL are English verbs, okay, add, display, stop, run, if condition, move, all are straightforward and normal things. Is it clear? Any query so far? Okay, right. So now you saw what is a COBOL. Let me quickly highlight the points. So, COBOL is a structured and it is high level programming language. It is easy to understand, to write when you compare with other programming language. COBOL is a top to bottom structure language. The execution will happen from the top and to the bottom in a sequential manner, one by one. And it is a English-like language. Okay, it is a English-like language. It is a high-level programming language, and we use COBOL to develop the business-based applications. When you can develop the business applications, okay, we can develop the business applications, not softwares. Okay, so this is all about introduction to COBOL. Okay, we don't have much theory to discuss introduction. In fact, any programming language, right? What it does, how it behaves, that we need to discuss. That we are done. If there are no queries, then I'll be starting how we can write the program. Then the practical terminology we are going to learn. Right. Next. So how we write the COBOL program? I told you, right? It is a structured, it is a high-level language, English-like language, right? So what basis we are telling? Okay, let me understand. Let me explain you. First, if you take any English textbook, any textbook, in fact, not only English, any textbook you take, there will be words, right? We call them as a verb. Okay, in the COBOL terminology, we call as a COBOL verbs. So collection of words we call as a sentence, right? In English, or we call as a sentence. Collection of sentence we call as a, sorry, I'm wrong. Statement, sentence. So collection of sentences we call as a paragraph. Collection of paragraphs we call as a section. Collection of sections we call as a division. So I can say like a chapter, right? Collection of each chapter, multiple sections will be there. So collection of divisions called as a program. So this is called COBOL program structure. This is called COBOL program structure. So when you see the COBOL program, you will see in the similar fashion. First, you will write the division. Within the division, we have a section. Within a section, we have a paragraph. Within a paragraph, we will be having a sentence. Within a sentence, we'll be having a statement. And sentence is nothing but collection of words. Okay. So some of them are optional. Okay, because paragraph can have directly statements without sentence. Section can have directly sentence or statements. Okay. So divisions can have the paragraphs without sections. Okay, there is a chance of skipping them. Okay, there is a chance, means division can have directly paragraphs. Section can have paragraphs or sentences directly. Is it clear? Right. So this is how COBOL program. This is called COBOL program structure team. Now we'll see how we can write the COBOL program. Okay, how we can write the COBOL program, right? So you can write in COBOL program. Okay, you can write COBOL program in any PDS, which means that it can be existing partition data set or new data set. The record length is 80. Record format is fixed block. Record format is fixed block. Okay. So if you follow these rules in that PDS, you can write. So in a PS file, we can write it, but we don't do that. Okay. We always write the COBOL programs in a partitioned data set. So let's start writing the program. Before that, you should know something called COBOL coding sheet. Okay, you saw the structure of the COBOL program, hierarchical structure. Now, very, very important is COBOL coding sheet. So this is very, very critical. Whoever, learning COBOL, whoever going to write in their first COBOL program, they should know this, because you might get syntax error if you don't follow this sheet rules. Okay, so basically I said the length of the PDS is 1 to 8. 80 is the record length, right? 1 to 80 is the record length. So we have to divide that entire 80 columns into different components. 1 to 6, we don't write anything as a developer, like a sequence number or line number and page number will be there. 1 to 6, we don't deal anything there. On 7th column, you cannot write as you like. As I said, it is a structured. On 7th column, only allowed characters are star, hyphen, D, and slash. Only these 4 characters are allowed: star, hyphen, D, slash. Okay, these are all the 4 allowed on 7th position. Then we have something called 8 to 11. This is area A. This is area A. Okay. So in this area A means you can start from 8th column or 9th or 10th or 11th. It can cross, but your starting position, that should be in area A. So divisions, sections, paragraphs. Sorry. Yeah. So divisions, sections, and 0, 1 level number should be in area A. Should be in area A. So you may not get idea what exactly you're talking, and I am going to write the code. Now today you'll come to know that. So 12 to 72 is called area B. We will call as a area B. So in this area B, basically COBOL verbs, sentences, statement, all will be there. 12 to 72. So COBOL verbs, statements, and sentences will be there here. And 73 to 80, you can write anything, but when the compiler doesn't understand anything, you write it, no problem. What do you want, you write it. But your compiler doesn't consider the data. Okay, 1 to 72 is very important. Yeah, any queries? Yeah. So, right now we'll start writing the code because you know the coding, and while I'm writing the code, I'll explain in detail about everything. So continue trial. So you have to enter what is visible to you on the screen: 155850294. If I open one more time, it is going to change it. So log on Venkate. I'm doing login. So I'll type ISPF. So 3.2 Venkat A. I'll create a one PDS for this alone. COBOL.src lib1. So directory block is a 4, pixel block 8800. So 4 means around 23 members I can create in that. Right. So B17 dot C star. I'll create a member. Till this everyone knows, that's why I'm doing very fast. So I'll write program 1. It's a member name. Basically, you can give anything, which is, we know the member name rules, right? If you follow them, you can give anything until you follow them. Right. So I'll use calls. I'll type num of calls, caps on, and highlight COBOL. All COBOL verbs will be highlighted. So num of caps on, I, COBOL, and calls. So num of to remove to restrict the last 8 numbers generation, and caps on Always we write the COBOL programs in uppercase. That's why here is the caption. COBOL verbs should be highlighted in the respect to color. All reserved words, COBOL verbs, the COBOL code. There is a literal that cannot be done anything. There are some COBOL verbs which will be highlighted in the red color. Okay. Next. So let's talk about writing the code. While you are writing the code, so now I should recollect the things what I discussed. First, you should start with the division. I said you should start with the division. Very good. So division, in which column I need to start? Area A. So you have to come in this way. First, always the COBOL program should start with the division, and that too in where? In 8 to 11. So 8 to 11. So identification. So there is a division called identification. So you should end with the dot. That is a syntax. Okay. So identification division. What is that? Identification division. So it is the first always. It's not always. It's mandatory. Okay. So every COBOL program should start with the identification division. It is mandatory division, and it is used for to define the information documentation purpose. It is used for documentation purpose. Okay, this COBOL program should start with identification division. It is a mandatory division. It is used for documentation purpose. Okay, so it has paragraphs. Okay, paragraphs only, no sections in it. No sections in it. So identification division. Okay, so then there is paragraph. Okay, so author is a paragraph. Paragraph doesn't mean you should have a sentences like that. It can be paragraph, can be short also. Okay, author is a paragraph. Okay, it's a paragraph header. Since it is a paragraph, okay, I said it's a paragraph. Paragraph. Okay, if you see now, identification division has only paragraphs, no sections in it. Okay, next, the paragraph in which column you should start? Again, 8 to 11. 8 to 11, right? So next, I'll write author. It's a paragraph header, right? Author, sorry, I'm wrong. Sorry. Okay, any author is also there, by the way. Program ID. Program ID is a paragraph header. Okay, it's a paragraph header. It is a predefined one. Okay, I am not writing, it's my own program ID. So I will give DP1. Okay, or something. So you can give 8-character length program ID. 8-character program ID you can give. The member, this is called COBOL program member name. This is called program ID. So it can be the both program ID and member name can be a both, or it can be a different. It can be different. So this is all about program ID. So after header, we should give at least one space. You can give more than, but minimum one should be there. Then author, again, is another paragraph header. So I can write Venkat, our YouTube channel name I'm writing. Venkat since 2010. Venkat since 2010. I'm giving my contact number here, 799774508. Okay. Author is Venkat since 2010, and this is phone number. Next, date written, date written. Okay, so I will give today's date. I can give any format. 28 October 2024. So when you are writing this program, so again, this is the paragraph header and the corresponding data. Author is a paragraph header, the corresponding data. Date written. So by seeing this, we will get an idea. So this is the program written in somewhere this year. Okay. Okay. This year, 10 years back, we written the program. By that, we can understand. And date compiled. When you are going to compile it, you can compile on the same date, you can compile on the next day. In real time, you may not able to compile on the same day, because if you want to after, if you, because their requirements are so many, right? You may not able to complete, if you cannot able to write all the, you may not able to finish all the, requirements in a one day. Okay. So you can compile it in a single day, no problem. But if writing implementing all of them is a difficult in a one day. So that's why I said maybe one day is difficult. So I'll give 28 October 2024 date compiled. So these are all paragraphs. Program ID, author, date written, date compiled. These are all what we call paragraphs. So once you start second division, once you start second division, then we can say that first division is completed. Okay. So we don't have any indicator. Okay. So we don't have any indicator to say that identification division is completed explicitly. So when you start second division, that indicates that first division is completed. I'll pause for 1 minute. Any queries?
Can it take the system date for date compiled?
No. Here we are using the thing for documentation purpose. So it doesn't take system date. Whatever the date you give, it will take that only.
That's like constant. This is hard coded, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And suppose if you're doing any changes, so program date written is something else, and we did make some changes. So shall we change the date or?
See, it's up to you, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, whenever you do changes, you write it, or generally we write a documentation. So we can give a star. Basically, star is for comment. So on seventh column, you should write a star. So you can mention the history of the changes here. Yes, answer is whenever you do the changes, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you retain the date as it is and add if you modified last modified date. So that will be there as a comment here.
Okay. So there is no version history something in this one. COBOL.
Yes, we have concept, no doubt. Okay, whatever we are seeing, all of them recently, things right.
Mm-hmm.
But version control is there in mainframe since long. Okay, so it's not maintaining in the COBOL program. Basically,
Okay.
you modified the code. Basically, when it is a versioning will come, when you finalize, when you push your program to the production. Okay, that
Okay.
will be the version one, right? And after doing some changes as per the latest requirement, if you push other stuff, that will become a second release, second modification. Yes. So we have a versioning mechanism, can do it with the help of version control tools.
Okay.
But uh, you know we generally don't maintain multiple copies. Like today's program is a program one, and tomorrow if I add some requirements, it will be in program two. We don't do such things in mainframe. Okay, so we keep modifying here itself. Okay, while you are doing modification, we will take care that, but we will modify here. If you want to take a backup as a versioning mechanism, you can do it. That's not a
Mm-hmm.
problem. But in production, it will be there. Okay. In production, there will be, releases.
Sure. And what version control tool is used for mainframes?
Yeah. So we have a changeman tool. Okay. There is a changeman. Endeavor is there. These are all the tools which are popular in mainframe.
Okay. Change man endeavor.
Yeah, it is there. If you want to know introduction to changeman endeavor, you can go to
Okay.
our website. Okay. You can go to our YouTube channel, or
Mm-hmm.
you can go to mainframe tools. Here you can see the videos I uploaded. OP scheduler, this is the scheduling tool. And I have, I guess, one or two videos in there. You can go here, changement tools here.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any queries?
Like program ID, we have a record length 8 parameters, no, sir. For author also, do we have any parameter, length parameter?
Uh, yeah, so tell me, sorry.
No, for the author, do we have any length parameters, sir?
Yes,
Like the
there is a
program
doubt.
ID.
Yes, we have the limit, okay. There is 30 plus something it is there. Okay, we have a limit, but I need to check it, actual size. Number of characters you can give here. There is something 30 or something will be there.
Hi, sir. Uh, in a program which all divisions are compulsory.
No, not.
Okay, so apart from only identification division and program ID, is it enough for to run a program?
Identification division is a mandatory, and program ID people says that it's optional, but if you to see the some output, that is also the required for you.
No. I'm saying if procedure division is not there, or even data division, environment division is not there, will our program run only with identification division?
No. You need procedure division.
Okay, so basically identification division and procedure, these two are mandatory divisions, right?
Correct. We are talking about that.
Okay.
Right. So that's why I kept it's mandatory. Okay, mandatory division. Right. So the way I have written is okay. You have to give a dot after giving a documentation. Give a dot. So if you see this parameter, you will get an idea how the when the code is written and everything, right? So there is another division. Okay, there is another division, environment division. Okay, so environment division is an optional division. It is an optional division in COBOL program. It is an optional division in COBOL program. So here we'll define about the files. Okay. So what are the files you are using, what are the files you are using, and you'll mention all of them over here. Okay. We'll mention about the files here. Is it clear? So we'll discuss about them. If you don't write environment division, it's okay. Or simply you can write environment division header. So it has a two sections like input out. Okay, there is a first configuration section and there is something called input output section. Okay, so we will discuss about that later. Okay, for timing we'll go with the header only. Now, is it mandatory for me to write? No, answer is no, it is not required at all. But since it is a division, so as I said, you're writing a division header, it should be in 8 to 11. So do I need to start from 8 only? You can start from 9 and 11 also, right? 8 to 11, anywhere between. Then data division. Okay, so data division also very important one. Okay, obviously, there is no concept of important. In real time, we have to use everything. So it will make you to use it. Environment division, sorry, data division. Okay, so data division, it has sections. Okay, like we have something called file section. There is working storage section, and I'm writing important ones, and the linkage section. So we have something called report section, but we don't use it. So report section is there. And one more also is there. I could not able to recollect, but first three are very important. So if you see the order which I am writing, you should follow the same order. I am not writing on the fly. Means first, if you want to write a, this two in our program, then order should be followed. No, if you don't want to write at all file section, then you can straight away write in the working storage section. So when you're writing these three in your program as per the requirement, you should follow the same order. If you change their order, it will throw an error because it is a structured programming language. COBOL is what? It is a structured programming language, right? So this is all about data division. So what we do here, we define the variables. Here we define the variables and file record structure, record structures, we define all of them. Okay. So the next one, procedure division. So this is heart of the division, COBOL program. So procedure division. So this is heart of the COBOL program. When you're writing a COBOL program, this division is mandatory. It is mandatory, and your actual program execution starts from here only. The procedure division execution starts from your code execution starts from the procedure division. Okay, the procedure division the execution starts from procedure division. Whatever we write in the procedure division, that will be executable. Whatever I said, right, top to bottom means it will execute from the top. It will scan lines top to top, from identification division. But the code which you write, this is called executable code. This is called executable code. Whatever we define before a procedure division, it can be identification division, environment, or data division. Whatever we define before procedure division, right? Those are all declarations, supported stuff. Okay. So we need to use all of them in the procedure division because to write something, we need a variable. To process something, we need a files that should be declared in the environment division, that should be part of data division, right? Hence, whatever we write in the procedure division, that all going to refer above divisions content only. Okay, so this is very important one. Here there is no something called alternative. Okay, which is important? No, we don't have such a rule at all. Okay, what is your requirement? Okay, what is requirement? So we have to write accordingly. All right. So in real time, 99.9% we might use all the divisions. Okay. So here and there, one are small programs for small things. Maybe linkage section may not be required. Or if you're using DB2, then file section may not be required. Okay. Is it clear? Any queries so far? Are you good?
So file section is there in both the division environment and the other one, data division as well. What's the difference? If
First
we are,
one, yeah, we'll talk about that eventually later. It's too early to discuss. Okay.
okay.
Sorry. I hope you got the answer right. So basically, what type of the file you are processing, how you are processing the file, that will be there in the environment division. The corresponding file record structure will be there in the data division. Okay. So there are two, three things are there. Okay. How you declare the file, what type of the file you want to process KSDS, or you want to process ESDS, you want to process PS file, you want to process RRDS, the type of the file, and you want to read it sequentially, you want to read dynamically, randomly, that should be there in the environment division. That should be part of environment division. Then we declare a files here. The corresponding record structure should be part of data division. The corresponding record structure should be in data division. Okay. So we will discuss when file handling comes after around 10 to 15 days. There we have to do hands-on.
So the record structure that you're saying, we need to describe it again in the data division. Like
Only
what
once.
record?
That is only once, right? Because you don't declare under what do you call environment division,
In
right?
the
This is
environment.
different. This is different. Both because when you're designing, it cannot be repetitive, right? So what you define is different in the environment division. What you define data division is different.
Okay. So basically, in the first one, we will have only the name, but the structure would be there in the data division.
Yes, like
That's what.
structure in the sense, how many fields are there? What is the each field
Yeah, yeah.
is that will be there in the data division. Okay, but is that record structure is for KSDS or ESDS, RRDS? That will be there in the environment division.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Any queries? Okay, so in the procedure division, we write the executable code. The first statement I am writing display. So display is the verb. Okay. What is the meaning of English display? Displaying something, correct? So here display is the verb. Okay. Display is a COBOL verb. When I say verb, team, when I say verb, not only for today, further also remember, when I say the verb, it should be in which area? 12 to 72. So display, I'll write either you can give single quotes or double quotes, single quotes. Welcome to COBOL language. Single quote ends, start. So now it will start execution from here. Now, which one will be the output? This one. Welcome to COBOL language. I'll write display it is Day1 COBOL training. So I can write the literal. This is called literal. I can write literal, literal, literal. So I can write a single quotes, double quotes. So once you write all executable code, you need to write a stop run to say that I am done with the COBOL program. Okay, I am done with the COBOL program. Yeah, so this is how you need to write. Stop run is mandatory. Yes, it is mandatory. If you don't write, what happens? We'll get some U4038 happened that we will see in tomorrow's session. So that's all for today. We are closing 7 minutes before today, but we'll see rest of the things tomorrow.